Cracking seals and taking dabs. Welcome back to Crack That Seal. Welcome back, gang. My God, we have been covering some of the most hype companies. We've been covering companies we've never tried. We've been dying to get our hands on. We've been trying strains we've been trying to get our hands on. And here comes another one. Another company with skin in the game. You might not have heard of them, but in some pockets, this is going to be an elite hype company. I've been chasing them for a while now. Today, we review Eternal Hash. Now, not only do we review Eternal Hash, but we review one of their staple strains, the OPZ. OG Kush crossed with Papaya, crossed with Zkittles. Now, I was just recently on his feed, and he was actually posting some different phenos of the OPZ. I didn't even know the OPZ had different phenos. Right before this video, I looked, and this one is the number 3. So I don't know too much about the phenos, but this is a staple strain from Eternal Hash. Today we are cracking the seal on the OPZ. Let's get it, guys. Okay. Kind of like a gassy, sour, twangy, gummy candy terps. Not full candy, but more gummy. Definitely has a sushi smell to it. That's where I'm getting that kind of sour. It's definitely back-ended with some gas, and boy, is she fucking wet. Fat for the people. You know the rules, guys. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. A cinch islandy. Not full-blown tropical, but a cinch islandy. A cinch of the seltzer 7-Up bubbly terp. A cinch. But more so, it reminds me of kind of, what am I thinking? OZ Kush. I was like, my brain kept being like, OG Kush, OG Kush, OG Kush, OG Kush. I'm like, no. OZ Kush. It reminds me a lot of OZ Kush. It kind of, there's this perfect kind of intertangling of cushy gas, Kush terps, and then gassy Z terps. It comes off to me more like a sushi strain. If I had to be specific, probably just the yellow sushi. Nothing like crazy, or just regular sushi. I don't even know. It's leaving an overall gassy aftertaste in my mouth, but in a gummy manner. That's where I really get this, I keep going back to it, the sushi. Sushi has sour terps, it also has gummy terps. Sushi, for those that don't know, real quick, Zkittles and Kush mints. What we're reviewing right now, OPZ, OG Kush, Papaya, and Zkittles. Now, there was a slight tropical aspect, or not tropical, islandy aspect. It wasn't super tropical, but it had an island aspect to it. I would also say, not that it's overly creamy, but there's a creamy aspect. It doesn't taste like straight papaya, but when you taste this kind of flat, creamy terp, if you will, this subtle, more terp, that's what I would assume the papaya is playing its role. It's adding this subtle, nuanced cream, if you will. Best way I can describe it. The nose, though, really those more, it brings up some Skittle terps. It has some lemongrass, some sour, some tart. Even on the very back end, there is a spicy note, which I feel like some Skittles can have. The nose for me doesn't introduce as much papaya, but the dab kind of, the papaya kind of brings the OG and the Skittles together. But to me, this is definitely the number 3. I'm saying leans into the OG and the Skittles, creates a very OZ Kush type of high. Super wet, super wet. Reminds me the wetness levels, the viscosity levels in this jar when I'm opening it reminds me of Skittles also. A very like volatile, wet type terp. Really digging this. I dig OZ Kush. I dig Skittles. I dig OG Kush. This has been a jar to speak on Eternal real quick. You know, Eternal Hash, I feel like maybe it's just because I haven't followed as closely, but I feel like maybe he's one of the more quiet hashers. I don't know if I've seen him enter any competitions. I don't know if we see his face often. So a little bit more behind the scenes aspect. So, but in pockets, his hash is very well known by hash enthusiasts. Even myself, you know, not knowing too much about him, just knowing that a lot of people respect him and that a lot of people hold Eternal to a higher grade, you know, along in the same category as the Wizards and the Wook sauces, you know, all the people we've been covering. Like I said, companies with skin in the game. If you don't know them, you should know them. I'm not, you know, like I said, I don't know everything about them, but I've been dying to get my hands on this one. I'll definitely say it delivered. For how wet it is and how hyped it is, maybe it could be louder. Maybe it could have the, you know, I want the Jolly Rancher effect. I should still be tasting it even 5 minutes later type thing. Those are nitpicky complaints. Solid jar. I'm vibing with it. I've been giving out high scores, but this one's getting another high score. I'm not going to let it hit a 9, but we'll go with, we'll go with the 8.8. 8.8 for the Eternal Hash OPZ number 3. Super glad to finally have an Eternal Hash review in. And once again, like I always say, thank you guys for watching. I've been trying to bring the hype jars, and we've been doing a pretty good job lately. So shout out everyone that's been taking part and watching.